Germany 2, Hungary 0. Unfortunate for them. Created a lot of great chances, but it was a good game. Wasn't as maybe exciting as some of the other games that have gone on so far, but it was a good game. Uh, Getting into, I'll talk Hungary first because there's not much to say really about them. They did play well. They did set up well, especially in the opening minutes. They really looked they looked dangerous. They looked like they could get a goal. Even later in the game, Kimmich had to clear it off the line. Sabazlai had a great free kick. He looked really good this game. I liked him, especially on set pieces. He was really good at delivering a lot of the corners in, and that free kick obviously was very good. And they were well organized. Unlucky with the first goal. Orban kind of trips over the ball. He gets a little nudge in the back. Different referees might disallow it, but no, it would be a bit soft, honestly. But it was a good game. I mean, first and foremost, how can you not talk about Jamal Musiala's game? Kid was a fucking baller. He man of the match for me. Great goal. Wasn't involved in the second goal, but he was all over the place. He was covering everywhere. Some of the take-ons he had, some of the just a little pop pop like in and out that he did. It's magical. The kid's a phenomenal player. Great season for Bayern. He really was. He was standout in this game. He was dictating play a lot of the time. Not dictating, but yeah, he was dictating the attacks a lot of the time. Really setting up good combinations with people, and it was a very good game from him. Shows you how talented this kid is at 21 years old. They said he was the youngest, second youngest to score 2 goals or a goal in back-to-back games. Getting into the other young German midfielder, Wirtz, got yanked off. Wasn't his best game in terms of his standard because he's such a high quality player, but he showed his flashes. He had some of those moments where he just took people on, but it was really his end product, and some of his passes that he played were just a little poor. But I think that was the whole German team. I think all of them. I think their passes were just a bit off today, not as efficient as they were against Scotland. But it was still a good game from him. He did kind of deserve the yoink, but he was decent. I thought Havertz was underwhelming. I really wanted to see him do well. I thought he did put pressure on and he made good runs and stuff, but it was just he just couldn't get a. I mean, that first shot to force Galacci to save was a good shot. That was going side netting, but other than that, he really didn't have a whole lot to do this game, and neither did Folko really when he came on. But it's not really how the German team has been in these last couple of years. They haven't really had a star out and out number 9 since Klose, and that's not really what you expect out of them. They're a midfield team. They have insane, probably in terms of form right now, probably the best midfield in the tournament. On paper, I'd probably give it to another team, but they just dictated the whole game. They really deserved this win, and I liked both center backs. I thought Rudiger's passing was very good and just going forward, and Jonathan Tah was the sweeper. He really just helped out a lot defensively, just completely neutralizing attacks, and they were both very good this game, and I thought they looked very solid. They didn't like I said that Hungary had a couple chances to score. Really, they could have, but never really looked in any danger. Germany with them two at the back, and Tony Kroos, the man on his farewell tour right now. He really just he dictated play. He was dropping deep, looking almost like he was playing left back, and he just he controlled the entire flow of the game. Like, it was kind of insane, like, that someone this old is able to be this good. He's a world class player still, even at what is he, like 38, 39? He's pushing 40. I'll tell you that. He's pushing freaking 40. Another player I really liked was the left back Mittelstedt. I don't know. I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm not German, so don't speak that. But he looked really dangerous down the wings. He was a little quiet in the first half, but when he would get the ball, he's so quick, so like deadly, just beating his man, whipping that ball in, and really doing a lot. He created his pass for the second goal was great. Gundogan, another player who I thought he wasn't really having that good of a game. He worked well for both of the goals. Worked well to get the first goal for Musiala, get the assist, and was in the great positioning to get the second goal. But I actually really didn't think he had that great of a game. I thought on the ball he looked shaky. A lot of his touches were just bouncing everywhere, similar to Havertz. But you can't really argue with two G and A in a game in a 2-0 game. Like it kind of covered up some of the mistakes he made. But yeah, the only person I'd really everyone in Germany looked pretty solid. Some of them, like Kimmich, I don't really have a lot to say about, but because he just put in a solid performance. But he's another world class player that he's getting played at right back. It's what do you really expect from him? They have so many great midfielders that have to play, and he's unfortunate that he's versatile enough to be moved out there, but it kind of neutralizes his game. But you can't really hold that against him. It's you got to do what you got to do for the team. He did have that great goal line clearance, and he did have played a couple good passes, but not much to say from him. But the only player I would say I really wasn't confident with on Germany was Neuer. I thought he looked very shaky on a lot of the saves. I thought like he got lost in no man's land a couple times. Just could have easily let up a goal in the Szoboszlai free kick. He tried to catch it, and it almost ended up lead. It did lead to a chance being created. It really could have been a goal, and I would have blamed it on him. I honestly really didn't. I didn't think he looked stable. I understand he's the legend. In my opinion, he's the best goalkeeper I've ever seen. So you kind of have to play him, but I know they're not gonna put Ter Stegen in, and I know he's not really exactly the solution to shaky goalkeeping, but I would like to see how he performs. He had a great season with Barca when they won the title, but not had his moments throughout this year, and I mean that was the entire Barca team, but that's a different story. But all around a great performance from Germany. They really deserved it. They dominated the game. Hungary had their flashes, but never really looked like they had that end product on them. They don't have the same quality of some of the players. I know Szoboszlai is a quality player, but he's not at Wirtz, Musiala, Kroos, Kimmich, Rudiger. No, those players are world class players, and he's not one of them. Maybe he could be, but yeah, I would say a good performance from Germany, and unlucky for Hungary. They're likely gonna go out. I mean, I don't know. It depends on really how the other groups play out and how their game against Scotland goes in a couple days. Maybe one of them can grab that third place spot and progress through, but I think Switzerland gets it done today against Scotland. Even a draw, I think, secures them the spot. I know Germany's on to the next round and kind of didn't expect anything less from them. Hosted the tournament. I wouldn't say an easy group, but in terms of the standard, like even like you would think, what is it? Group B. Group B is the group of death with Croatia, Spain, Italy, and even Albania getting a result today. Like teams like that have stepped up, and neither of the teams stepped up against Germany. I mean, Scotland got pounded, but we'll see how they do, how they bounce back against Switzerland today. But I think Switzerland's a quality team, and I think they'll get it done. But that's all from me. Might be back with the reaction of the Switzerland game. Gonna watch it, but I don't know. It depends on really what I have to say from it. I mean, if it's just a thrashing, there's no point. But if it should be these, I'll say like non big nation teams, they seem to have some good games. That Turkey versus Georgia game was a banger yesterday, and that could happen again. It is the Euros. It's an international tournament. It's big. it's a big stage for people, and they like to show out. You only get this once in a 4 year time period. So, but yeah, Germany looking like favorites to win the tournament. The only team that I think has really gotten decisive victories outside of maybe Spain, but Spain still has to play again tomorrow. They haven't done it. We'll see how they do against Italy. But that's all from me. Uh, yeah, that's about it. Adios.